Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another film review. Today I'm going to be talking about Sicario, which is the new film directed by Denis Villeneuve and stars Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin and Benicio Del Toro. Sicario follows an idealistic, by the books, by the rules FBI agent Kate, played by Emily Blunt, who is enlisted in a government task force who are out to stop the war against drugs on the Mexican-USA border. I had very, very high expectations going into Sicario. I love Denis Villeneuve's other films, Enemy and Prisoners, and with this cast of characters and this concept I was expecting big things. So let's talk about it. So this film starts off incredibly strong, and I haven't seen a lot of strong beginnings in films this year. It lets you know what you're in for. It's intense, it's action-packed, and it doesn't hold back on the blood and the gore and the gritty realism of this character's life and this character's job. But when you really get into the film and you're introduced to Josh Brolin's character and Benicio Del Toro's character Alejandro, and she's enlisted in this task force, you really know what you're in for when you get to the border of Mexico. There is danger around every single corner and anything could happen at any time. At some points in the film I feel like it's strayed away from its actual plot and focused on something different, and this is where I got an imbalance in the characters and who I was supposed to follow. I didn't know whether I was supposed to follow Emily Blunt's character Kate or Alejandro, played by Benicio Del Toro. And at some points in the film there were scenes that we didn't know were related to anything until the very end of the film, and when it would cut from a very action-packed intense scene to one of those scenes that I had no idea why it was there, it kind of hurt the film a little bit for me. Emily Blunt was fantastic in the role of Kate in this film. Her character wasn't necessarily likeable or relatable, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be this realistic character, and she definitely was a very humane character who was by the books and wanted to follow the rules. But in Mexico, on this border, you can't do that. I felt like her character lacked depth and she was a bit bland at points, which made it that little bit more difficult to follow her character. I was far more interested in Benicio Del Toro's character Alejandro. He was fantastic in the film. He was the show stealer of Sicario. He was mysterious, he was deadly, and he was very, very subtle about it, but he was incredible. His character was mysterious and intriguing, and you just wanted to know more about him, and I think that worked incredibly. If there is one thing that Denis Villeneuve can do, it's direct his actors. He really knows where he wants them, when he wants them, and he knows what they want to do. He does a fantastic job directing this cast of characters in this film. And there were parts in this film, particularly in the middle, that dragged on or would disrupt the pacing or disrupt the tension. But if there's anything I've learned from watching a Denis Villeneuve, is that it will pay off in the end, because his films tend to be slow burns. He loves building up tension and he does it so well. But from the get-go of this film, from the first scene, I was expecting it to be throughout the film that way. But I was kind of disappointed in some points in the middle of this film. The cinematography in this film, done by director of photography Roger Deakins, is beautiful. He really knows how to shoot night scenes and do wide angle shots. These shots of Mexico look very intense, dense. You know what's going on down below, but these shots just make you feel kind of very claustrophobic and the size of an ant. There's obviously something magical that happens when Denis Villeneuve and Roger Deakins work together, because Prisoners was beautiful and this film was beautiful. It just added that a little bit more tenseness to the film. And what builds the tension even more in this film is the score and the sound design. There would be parts where it would be so silent in my cinema, I could feel my heart and hear my heart beating in my chest. The score and sound design just gets louder and louder and sharper, and for some reason that just makes the film that 10 times more engrossing. This film really doesn't hold back when it comes to the violence and the gritty realism that is in Juarez in Mexico. You really know that danger is around every corner, and there's one particular scene in this film where you were just like, where the hell did that come from? It just came out of nowhere. I would say the strongest points of Sicario as a film are definitely the opening scene and the ending scene. I was expecting a little bit more of a big climatic scene at the end of this film. It was very, very satisfying to watch, just because it's very subtle but very, very tension building. So in the end, Sicario has a very solid, intense plot that keeps you engrossed. The acting by Emily Blunt is great, but Benicio Del Toro just steals the whole damn thing. It has a few pacing and character issues, and I didn't like it as much as Prisoners and Enemy, Villeneuve's other films. However, it is one of the best films of the year, very thought-provoking and incredibly well made. I'm going to be giving Sicario a win. When I first heard Sicario already had a sequel in the works, I was kind of skeptical, but that was before I saw the film, and now I am very, very excited for it. So if you've seen Sicario, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments, but please be spoiler-free while talking about the film, and if you liked this review, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be bringing you lots more TV reviews and movie reviews for you guys very, very soon. All my social media links will be down below in the description. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. Bye!